Once the sun is shining, it's time to plant your edibles outside. Start to think about what container you want to use to put them outside. Now, there are as many types of containers as you can think of, so I'm just going to give you the lowdown on a few of them and a few tips. You want to make sure the container is deep enough for your vegetables, especially root vegetables, of course. There's no reason you can't grow potatoes in a container as long as you have the depth. Window boxes are fine as long as you have the depth of them. And this is a self-watering window box. You put the water in the bottom. Self-watering containers are excellent for vegetables because you want to make sure your edibles don't dry out, especially your tropical varieties like your tomatoes and peppers, your eggplant. They dry out, the roots dry out, you're going to get temper tantrums from them and the fruit's going to suffer. Speaking of tropical varieties, peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, these are heat lovers. Put them in black pots. The black pots, just like your black clothes in the summer, they're going to catch the sun, they're going to warm up the roots, they're going to keep them very, very happy. Ceramic is great for containers, of course. You know, you don't want to leave the ceramic outside during the winter though. You want to pull it inside. You can use clay for containers. Humankind has been planting in clay since, well, it's the first thing we planted in. Clay is great, except clay does tend to dry out roots faster. So you want to watch that. Wood, of course, is excellent. Wood is very versatile. The thing about wood, you want to make sure it's not stained or treated. You want to make sure it's natural, otherwise you need to line it with some plastic. And of course, you want to have good drainage. The thing about containers is they allow much better water control, much better moisture control for your edibles. A lot of edibles like zucchinis, all the tomatoes, they have very surface-oriented roots. And so because the roots don't like to dry out, you want to reduce evaporation. The best way to do that is with a mulch. This is a nice, good mulch. It's natural fibers. You put that on top of the container and it not only looks good, keeps weeds down, but it's also going to slow down that evaporation, keep those roots nice and cozy in there. Okay, let's talk about soils. Let's talk about soils for your container. The thing about edibles is that you can never have too many nutrients in your soils. Edibles love to suck up the nutrients. They just love it. So we have a few different things. We have your straight topsoil. This is your loam. I love getting my hands dirty in this stuff. So this is your loam. Now, if you want to see how much drainage is in your soil, simply squeeze it together like that in your hand. That's perfect. If it formed into a tight ball and you know, a tight solid ball, then it's too much clay in there. There's not going to be enough drainage. But if you squeeze it, like I'll do with this peat moss, and it just falls apart, then that needs more in it. That needs more loam, more something in it. So this is just your straight topsoil. Great stuff, but you want to add some nutrients. This is called sea soil. This comes from the coast of Vancouver Island. Look at the color of that. Look at that rich, black, beautiful stuff. This is from the sea. It's from basically old recycled fish parts. It's all sorts of stuff. Seaweed, full of nutrients. People plant their vegetables just in this and they get amazing yields. And of course, compost. This is moo poo. So this is manure-based compost. Don't worry, they get the smell out, it's all good. Of course, compost you make at home, just as good or better. If you don't have a composter and you want to grow some edibles, start one. So easy. This is peat moss. If you have too much clay in your soil, like I was saying before, add some peat moss in. This is just straight peat moss. Add some peat moss to add more drainage and to give more aeration for those roots to grow and thrive. And this is called Pro Mix. This is a peat moss based mix. There's no soil in here, no topsoil. But what you have is peat moss, you have lots of perlite, you have sticks and fibers and other good things for those roots to grow. A good soil is like air to plants. A good soil means you're gonna have good healthy roots, good eating, great big salads at the end of harvest season.